Hey, how's it going, YouTube? My name is Robert. I'm coming to you live from the Lazarus Pit, aka my garage. It's real windy out there today, so I'm sure the acoustics in the garage aren't very good, but it's a lot better than being outside right now. This is your first time tuning in. My channel is going to be about just doing DIY, lawn care, and lawn stuff. About 6 months ago, I moved into my house, and I know nothing about lawn service, nothing about lawn care. Closest I got to lawn care and lawn service was a few times I almost rented one of those lawn trailers on the interstate. So today I'm going to be attempting to lay down some pine straw, long needle pine straw. There are two types of pine straw. There's slash, which is like a short needle pine straw, which is real cheap and it's what you find at the big box stores, but it doesn't last as long. And there's also long needle pine straw, which costs a little more, but they say it lasts a lot longer when you go to lay it down. There's a guy, I think his channel is Blades of Grass. He's in Savannah, Georgia, and he does a real good explanation of explaining the differences between the long needle and the short needle, like slash, and then how the pine straw is made and stuff like that. Like, it's not just as simple if you have a pine tree as going to pull pine needles from your pine tree and throwing them on the ground. There's just like a very detailed process that has to happen. The needles have to be clean and stuff like that. It's only a couple of bushels today. These professional guys, they lay down, you watch them on these videos, 50 to 100 bales at a house. For me, it's just about 4 bales, maybe not even that many. I'm just trying to clean up around the curb of the sidewalk before I get that love letter from the HOA. So the big things you're going to need for this are just some gloves and some pine straw bales, and that's really it. Alright, so some of the stuff you're going to need for your pine straw project is some gloves, just so you don't get your hands all messed up with the pine needles. If you have a leaf blower, that's great, because what you're going to want to do is when you spread the pine straw out, you're going to want to spread it just a few inches farther than the border, and then you're going to come back through with a leaf blower and use it to try to tuck it underneath and roll it. And that's what the professionals do to get that professional edge kind of look. It's all about that tuck. But I'm sure me, the first time doing it, it's going to be a real sloppy tuck. But hey, that's just part of learning. The next thing you're going to need is the pine straw and basically just a happy attitude and enjoy the pretty day outside. Alright, so this is the long needle pine straw. Big thing with the long needle pine straw, where it gets its name, is just you can see the needles are really long. They don't sell it typically at the big box stores. You probably have to go to a specialty store to get it. And one of the things you want to look at is when you go is you want to make sure it still kind of has that nice dark color. It's not gray. I went to a local store around here, and the first one I went to, I wasn't really feeling the color. It was already starting to gray out some. And the other thing you want to kind of look at is you want to make sure that they're not putting trash or anything like that in there. Like in the inside of the bales, it's nice and packed deep, and you're not going to start all of a sudden pulling it out and get long needle mixed with slash.
So unfortunately, when I was shooting this, it was real windy outside, and the first part of the video had to be cut out because the camera blew over and I didn't realize it while I was out there. But just to give you the basics on what you need to do in the beginning, once I undid the pine straw, it's not actually one big bale, it's several bales that are just compressed. So what you really want to do is shake it and really break that pine straw up, and you can kind of see here how it's all fluffy. If you don't break it up, then it's going to be a problem when you go to roll the edges, and then you're going to have just a bunch of pine straw and it's not going to look clean. It's going to look very uneven. So you can see here, I'm using a battery powered leaf blower that I have. I had to have it set about 3/4 toward full to really have enough power to blow the pine straw to make that rolled edge. Some people recommend, instead of using the leaf blower, use a rake. It will give you more of a flat edge, but it's harder for the breeze to get up underneath of the pine straw and take it away. That did happen to me while I was doing the video as well. About half of the pine straw there where I'm standing now got blown across the sidewalk into the yard, so I had to go get a rake and rake it back. Another thing is that you'll notice right now the pine straw is really high and it's very fluffy. Over time, the pine straw is going to settle and it's going to start to decompose. The good thing with the long needle pine straw is they say it takes about 6 months to 8 months, depending on the conditions, before you'll need to reapply.
There you guys have it. Took a few hours, but as you can see, it's pretty clean. I'm gonna go back through with a hose real quick, just kind of water it down to weigh it down because it's real windy and I don't want it to go anywhere. But I'd say all in all, not bad.